Hello. Hello, this is Pugilistking, and today I'm going to take a look at the career of Floyd Mayweather Jr. So in my opinion, Floyd Mayweather has to go down as one of the best welterweights in the last 20 or 25 years. He definitely ranks as an all-time great and as a Hall of Famer. He's got a good resume, and I will get on to his resume later in the video. I will just discuss my views on Floyd's career. There will be a few critiques here and there. This is just observations that I've noticed. So this is only my opinion, don't be offended. So, for those who don't know, I'm going to give a wee rundown on Floyd's career. Floyd was a 5-6 division world champion. He started his career in 1996 after winning bronze in the Olympic Games. I believe they were at Georgia or Atlanta or somewhere in the States, and he won a bronze medal. People felt that he got robbed of gold, and so he turned professional, and he started his career in Las Vegas, and his first fight was in the car park or something of one of the hotels in Vegas? Was it the Caesar's Palace or something like that? And he stopped the guy from then on in. He stopped the guy in the second round with a body shot. Basically got on a good winning streak, and in 1998, when he was 2 years into his professional boxing career, he fought for the WBC super featherweight title against a Mexican guy. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I know I should have done research beforehand, but yeah, he won that, and then a few years, maybe 2 or 3 years after, he beat Diego Corrales, which in my opinion was one of the best performances of Floyd Mayweather's career. I believe he moved up to lightweight after that. He had 3 fights at lightweight against 2 Ndu fighters, Lovemore Ndu and Philip Ndu. I think it was Philip Ndu, big tall guy. And he had the two Jose Luis Castillo fights, which people thought that Jose Luis Castillo beat Floyd in the first fight. So he had them 2 fights, and he had the Philip Ndu fight. Then he moved up to light welterweight or super lightweight, 140 pound, 10 stone division. He fought DeMarcus Corley, southpaw, and he had a fairly competitive fight with him actually. Then he also had the very entertaining destruction of Arturo Gatti. I mean, he took Arturo Gatti basically apart, and this was whenever his body was breaking down as well. Floyd's body was breaking. He took Arturo Gatti apart, and that has to be one of my favourite Floyd performances as well. Then he had a few more fights and whatever. Then he went to welterweight, fought Zab Judah for the IBF title, albeit Zab Judah actually lost the title in the ring, Carlos Baldomir, but Carlos Baldomir could not afford the sanctioning fees for the title, and that's why Zab Judah was able to hold on to his IBF welterweight title. So Floyd beat him in it. This was a very interesting fight actually. This was a fight that you could have potentially seen flaws in Floyd Mayweather's game. You could have used this as a vantage point, or you could use this as a way to study in order to, if you want to create a game plan to beat Floyd Mayweather. This was the fight, and very, very good fight as well. All credit to Floyd for making adjustments on the fly, which he can do. All credit to him, because he was losing the first few rounds. Got knocked down basically. Okay, didn't actually get knocked down as in like he fell, but his hand hit the canvas, his glove hit the canvas. That's considered a knockdown. I don't think it was countable. So he beat Zab Judah, and he put on a very good decision. So and then he fought Baldomir, who was the guy who beat Zab Judah for and didn't get the title, and that was a boring fight because it was so one-sided, and that's what you found with Floyd and these Mexican guys, that it was very, very one-sided. So then the big super mega fights started happening. Oscar De La Hoya fight happened. Obviously there was all that commotion and controversy and all trying to promote the fight, and both guys came away with a massive payday. Floyd got 25 million and Oscar got 52 million. Floyd was kind of jealous of Oscar De La Hoya because Oscar De La Hoya received more of the attention than Floyd Mayweather did. That's why Floyd Mayweather also didn't like Bob Arum. Well, that's why I believe it was. Instead of Floyd being his main attraction, Oscar De La Hoya was, and I think Floyd was always a bit pissed about that. But it worked out for the better because he went on to be self-employed and made himself an absolute fortune. So there's obviously the De La Hoya fight. This was also one of Floyd's more entertaining fights. Very entertaining. Action throughout the fight. De La Hoya's done the usual tactic on how to try and beat Mayweather, which was to pin him in the ropes and let loose with your hands. And yeah, De La Hoya obviously lost, but it was a close fight. No knockdowns or nothing like that, but it was a close fight, I have to say that. And Floyd was trying to knock him out, but he just couldn't do it. So that was that. Then there was the Ricky Hatton fight. Ricky Hatton knocked out Jose Luis Castillo and caught Floyd Mayweather out after that, and then Floyd fight made. Then they signed the fight and whatever, done the whole 24/7 all access, and that was a good build up as well. Obviously, I didn't watch it at the time, but I did enjoy watching them things on YouTube because I like Ricky Hatton's personality, and I just enjoyed all that kind of build up to it. Then obviously the fight, was that one of Floyd's better performances? Obviously anytime Hatton got on the inside, the ref separated it, so that would have took away from the entertainment factor. But after this was probably when Floyd's performances started to get noticeably boring and very one-sided and just messy and ugly to watch. So after that he took a hiatus from the boxing ring for nearly 2 years. Came back against Juan Manuel Marquez. That was a very, very one-sided performance. Now, I was more impressed with Floyd's skill than the actual fight, because the actual fight itself is boring, but the way Floyd was able to do certain things in there which didn't look possible against a guy like Juan Manuel Marquez, for example, I was very impressed, and he beat Juan Manuel Marquez much easier than Pacquiao did. Trust me on that, much easier. Pacquiao's fights with Marquez were definitely more entertaining. Definitely more entertaining. There's knockdowns and that in them fights. But Floyd beat Marquez more convincingly than Manny Pacquiao did. I mean, Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez, all they were doing was basically fighting each other most of the time. So yeah, Floyd beat Marquez with ease. Then Mosley jumps in the ring and Floyd, I'll fight Shane Mosley and all. That's when the Pacquiao negotiations started. So there's obviously talks of that. Obviously that fight didn't get made, blah blah blah, excuses. Fight Shane Mosley, bit of animosity and all that and build up. And then that was a very one-sided fight, except for the second round, and Mosley caught Mayweather with a right hand and caught him with another right hand, buckled his knees, and fair play to Floyd, he composed himself very well. Floyd was not in a state of panic or in a state of... It maybe hurt, but he wasn't panicking, he wasn't in any sort of panic, and he composed himself, he stayed calm, and he won the fight. And yeah, pretty one-sided after he gathered himself. And then there was a Victor Ortiz fight. I think the less said about this the better. Okay, Victor Ortiz, he fought Victor Ortiz, a southpaw. Victor Ortiz headbutted him and he knocked him out with a left hook right hand combination, and then he He went nuts at Larry Merchant after, which is one of the best post-fight interviews out there. So research it or look it up if you haven't saw it already. It's very funny. And Miguel Cotto. This was actually probably, now this it changes, but this is probably my favourite Floyd Mayweather fight, the Miguel Cotto fight. Now I can't say that he dealt with Cotto with the ease that Pacquiao did. Now obviously Pacquiao fought Cotto at a lighter weight, so the weight training could have something to do with it. But this was a very good fight. Floyd was able to go back onto the ropes and just fight in the pocket for 12 rounds, and this was a tough fight. He was getting hit with hard Miguel Cotto shots. His nose was busted. His eye might have been hurt. And there is like HBO thing of after the fight, and he's in flipping pain. So he is. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. That was a hell of a fight. It was nearly like a war, and Floyd Mayweather was nearly in a war, which was surprising to me. Then the jail thing, and then Robert Guerrero. Less said about that, the better. So I'm just going to leave it in the timeline. And was it Canelo after that? Well, then Canelo, yeah. Canelo and Floyd and Oscar were joking about the Floyd versus Canelo numbers surpassing Mayweather, De La Hoya, and all that kind of stuff. There was controversy about the weight. Floyd wanted it at 152 or 150 or something like that, and Canelo wanted it at 154. I see the problem with that. Canelo's title was in the line as well. Then there was the Maidana fight, which I think should have been Amir Khan in there instead. But there's the Maidana fight. Very good fight. Well, was it very good? It was very good for Maidana, yes. Floyd showed good pod shotting, etc. Hit Maidana in the pit of stomach and that. I think it was a good game plan. But I mean, there's people that beat Marcus Maidana better and with more ease. Should have fought Amir Khan after the Maidana fight. Didn't fight him again. Then fought Maidana in a rematch. Beat him. Very one-sided. Very boring fight. Ran the whole fight. Very boring. Then obviously the big one, the Pacquiao one, and I think it was the 20th of February 2015. It got announced. It was a Friday night. It was quite late where I was because of the time difference, and I was so shocked. I thought it was like not leaked, but I thought it was like a rumor, but no, it was true. I was really surprised, to be honest, and yeah, that was it. And obviously there wasn't much really. There wasn't many press conferences or that, and the build up, which I thought was a bit of a spoiler, but the fight sold itself. You didn't need any of that. The fight sold itself. So yeah, everyone knows how well that fight went. Not very well at all. Very boring. Floyd ran. Pacquiao didn't really do much. Went on about his shoulder. Maybe he did have an injured shoulder, but yeah, that there was just a spoiler of a fight, and it should have happened in 2010. And then the Berto fight, less said about that the better. Berto got beat by Guerrero, and Ortiz. So why did Floyd pick Berto? I don't know. I mean, Amir Khan would have been a perfect opponent to end your career on, and if you lose to him, so what? You get a rematch and you make more money, and Khan makes a hell of a lot of money if it beats Mayweather. And then obviously number 50 was that farce against Conor McGregor. See, I've talked way too long about this. I might have to do a part 2. I'm going to talk about Floyd Mayweather's skills. He could box on the outside from long range. He could box on the inside if he had to. You know, we saw that in the Ricky Hatton fight. So with Floyd Mayweather, he could box on the outside from long range, or he could box on the inside, which we saw in the Ricky Hatton fight. He was a supreme counter puncher. He was great at coordinating himself. He had good long arms. He was able to use that to his full advantage by utilising his reach as best he could. Now, Floyd had very long arms, and this is arm length, not reach. Reach is when your arms are out, sideways, horizontal, whatever you want to call it. When your arms are out the side, your arm span, and It's measured from, no, don't quote me on this, I believe the tips of the fingers across the span of your arms, so your chest and your shoulders width to a certain degree will get included in that, and that will add to your reach. So someone with wider shoulders, wider chest could have a bigger reach than some other guy, but they could have longer arms. So Floyd's arms, which is measured with the arm extended out in front from the armpit to the end of the fist, they tell us in HBO, Floyd's arm length is 26 inches. Vladimir Klitschko's arm length is 26 inches. James Toney's arm length is 26.5 inches. And Wilder's might be 27. I don't know now, but they're the measurements. So that's the arm length, not the reach. The reach is the arms opened out with the palms exposed, and measured from the fingertip in one hand right across the width of the front of the chest and to the other hand, and the fingertips to the other hand. So that is reach. So it could range depending on the width of the shoulders or whatever. If someone's more muscular and they have more developed chest muscles, then they could have a longer reach without, the longer arms. So now I'm just going to get to the point, and this is probably going to upset a lot of Floyd Mayweather fans. It's going to upset a lot of people who follow Floyd Mayweather, who like his craft and who like his style and whatever. Right, so this is probably I would say it's one of the benchmarks, one of the foundations that any fighter needs to be an all-time great. Resume. You need a good resume. Having skills and all that isn't enough. You need a good resume in order to be an all-time great. Now the skills, yes, they play a massive part, and the mental side, definitely. But at the end of the day, it's about who you fought and who you beat. And time again, we saw the best fighters in the world. They took on everybody of all levels, of all abilities. They took on everyone, and they beat everyone, or they beat most of them. And you see it just down the line. Muhammad Ali fought everyone. He didn't duck no one. He didn't avoid fights with no one. Okay, I heard that he put off Ernie Shavers for a few years, but that was doing him more harm than Ernie Shavers. He was over the hill when he fought Ernie Shavers. He wasn't making it any better for himself. Ernie Shavers was likely in his prime when he fought Ali, or close to it. But Ali was way past it, quite a bit older than Ernie Shavers, and he fought prime Ernie Shavers or whatever. So Ali is a good example. Ali fought everyone in his prime, don't duck no one, fought Frazier, fought Foreman, fought Norton, fought Shavers, fought Liston, fought we see Jimmy Ellis and Joe Bugner, etc, etc, etc. That's one very good example. Floyd didn't do that. Let's be honest here. Floyd fought great fighters. Some probably Hall of Famers like Manny Pacquiao. But Floyd was calculated. I mean, Floyd didn't necessarily fight the best guys around, like the likes of Ali and that did. A victory against an Arturo Gatti, stopping Arturo Gatti, I'm sure, yeah, that's alright, but let's be real here. Floyd never fought a Kostya. Floyd never fought Margarito. Floyd never fought Paul Williams, a Winky Wright. At the end of his career, he didn't even fight Amir Khan. Amir Khan, people. Now, Amir Khan, I think he is a good fighter. But Floyd obviously didn't like the fight stylistically, otherwise he would have took it. Floyd's always been like that. Floyd's been, you know, there's a reason why he fights the Mexican fighters on Cinco de Mayo, obviously for revenue, for money. But he fights them Mexican fighters because they're tailor-made for him. You know what I mean? These Latino fighters, he just picks them off and counter punches them all night. That is one of the things. He just fights these Latino fighters that he can beat easily. Anyone with a lot of speed and a lot of movement, Zab Judah, Manny Pacquiao, give him problems. Well, Manny Pacquiao didn't give it really any problems, but that style, I've noticed that he tries to steer away from that fast hands, fast feet kind of style. He fought Zab Judah in 2006. Zab Judah gave him problems. I think he personally didn't like them fights stylistically, and that's why I think he didn't really go for them kind of guys. And he didn't really fight. He fought some guys when they were past it. Well, he was past it as well sometimes. So he fought guys like Guerrero and Berto. He fought Berto. Berto was way past it. He didn't fight a prime Andre Berto. He didn't fight a prime. Probably didn't fight a prime Robert Guerrero either. He was old. He was past it when they fought Andre Berto as well. But Andre Berto, I mean, I didn't know who Andre Berto was. When the fight was announced, and it doesn't. The most popular fighters aren't always the best. Lomachenko isn't that much of a household name, but Lomachenko is a very, very good fighter. So popularity isn't always the thing, but nothing to me seemed too impressive. I mean, his highlight reel was impressive, obviously, and Andre Berto. He obviously knew that these were easy fights. He didn't fight Amir Khan at the end. I think he didn't want that speed. You know, he could have probably beat Amir Khan. I mean, it's hard to know. Amir Khan hasn't really been outboxed before, so it would be another different thing to the table. He would have had to probably been aggressive and maybe even fought in the pocket against Khan and tried to maybe stop him. But I think that he just doesn't want that hand speed, flipping 5 or 6 punches, landing, boom, 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 moving, boom, 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 boom. Floyd to keep having the reset, move, keep following. I don't think Floyd would like that. Floyd would have to be out of his comfort zone, and Floyd, he can come out of his comfort zone as we saw, but just didn't like it. And yeah, that's all I have to say about his resume. His resume is good, but it's not fantastic. I mean, it is good. It's got De La Hoya, Diego Corrales, Zab Judah, Ricky Hatton, Juan Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, and yeah, but it could have been better. He should have fought Antonio Margarito, Winky Wright, Kostya Tszyu, and guys like that. Alexa have a Kostya Tszyu would have been an interesting one. But yeah, that's all I got on it now. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. This has been a long video, so I hope you enjoyed it. And if you stayed to the end, thank you very much for watching, and subscribe to the channel. This is Pugilist King.